No, Abraham had who? Ishmael already. But he was not the promise. The promise was on what? Isaac. He said, thy only son, Isaac. So the Moses made it clear. Ishmael was already there, but the Moses said, Isaac, because the Moses is not an author of confusion. No. The Moses already foreordained. Foreordained me, preordained. It was already set up and established like that. All right? Let's continue. He said, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, which is Jerusalem, Zion. The word Moriah just sent for Zion, Jerusalem, right? And offer him therefore a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. So you got to keep in mind, it's a similitude. Hamashiach, he is the first of all the son of the Most High. The Most High got multitude, million of sons. Now, who is the first begotten of all the sons? Is Hamashiach. Now, let's go to Hebrew 11 and 17. Hebrew 11, 17. Let's go to it quick. Hebrew 11, 17. All right, let's go there quick. But keep in mind, there's the book of Hebrew, chapter 11, and verse 17. Hebrew 11, 17. Because you got to keep in mind, Hamashiach is the same thing. Let's read it. Hebrew 11, 17. He said, by faith, Abraham, when he was tried, that's what I told you, that is a mistranslation. Mistranslation. The Most High does not tempt you. Satan tempts you. That's what I told you when you go in the book of Genesis 22 and verses 1. I told you literally that the world was not tempted. It's tried. Yahweh did try Abraham, right? As the Most High tried us, right? As I've been tried, as I'm speaking right now, right? As brother and sister being tried, brother and sister keeping the law, the commandment. You'll be tried, you're keeping the commandment of the Most High. Right? And when you be tried, you do not sin. Right? Like your friend call you, you want to hang out with me, let's go to the club on Friday night. You already know. You're like, it's not happening. All right? You know that. That's Satan tempting you. Okay? Okay? So here you say, did tempt that. The word is what? Try. So it proved what I was saying. Even before reading this, let's read. He said, by faith, Abraham, when he was tried, okay, offered up Isaac. And he that had received the promises, offered up his only begotten son. His only begotten son. Imagine that. Of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Because why? Guess what? Isaac to Jacob. Jacob to the 12th son, to his 12th son. And from the 12th son, we got who? Judah. From Judah, you go all the way down to Jesse. From Jesse, you got David. From David, you got Solomon. And you carry on till what? Hamashiach being born, man. From the tribe of what? Judah. The Lion of the tribe of Judah. So you got to keep in mind. The first begotten who? Hamashiach. Similitude with who? Isaac and Abraham. Abraham was called the friend of the Most High. So Abraham will be considered as well, on the earth as well, a servant of the Most High. If he got a son who? Isaac. So the Most High being the father of fathers being in heaven, who is his only begotten son? YAHAWAH. Similitude. Alright, let's keep that in mind. Let's go in the book of, let's go right here again. I want a couple of principles I want to bring out quick. So you got to keep in mind. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians, right? I'm going to go back over there, right? This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5 and verses 8. Therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven. The thing we used to do. Oh, you used to eat swine flesh, you can't eat them all. You used to eat pepperoni, pizza, you can't eat no pepperoni pizza. You used to smoke weed, you can't smoke weed anymore. You used to go in the club on Friday night, you can't do anymore. You used to worship, your father, your mother, or your wife, you can't do anymore. Let's read it again. Therefore, that's what we want everybody to keep in mind. Therefore, let us keep the feast not with all leaven. There we go. Let us keep the feast not with all leaven. Okay, not with all leaven. You got to keep in mind. Not with all leaven. Okay, not with all leaven, neither with the leaven of malice, the leaven of sin, of evil, of weakness. Okay, all right. He say, therefore let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and weakness. So that's how you know the Lord not done away with it. Because if the Lord was done away with, why would Paul say this? Why would Paul say, neither with the, he said, therefore let us not keep the feast. Therefore let us keep the feast not with all leaven. That means the sin you used to do back in those days when you used to be Christian, when you used to be in the world, when you used to do all the things that you used to do, right? Neither with the leaven of malice, you see that? And weakness, you see, no, you can't be doing weakness and keep the Passover of the Most High. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. But with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. What is truth? What is sincerity? The truth is the word of the Most High. Let me go over there quick. We want to understand. Right? Let's see. Let's see what is the truth. Right? We got to keep in mind. We got to get understanding when we read this. Right? We got to get understanding. Let's go to Psalm 119. Alright? Let's go to it. Psalm 119, 142. Alright? And before that, let's go in the book of St. John, right? John chapter 8, 32. St. John 8, 32. This is the book of St. John chapter 8, verse 32. I want to read that first, right? Before moving ahead. I'm trying to set up the foundation. I want to lay up the foundation so we all can agree. We can be on the same page, alright? Why we must keep the Passover? Why is the Passover important? Right? And we ain't talking about Easter. Easter, that's paganism. Okay? We don't deal with that. This is the book of St. John, chapter 8, in verse 32. Right? It reads, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So what is going to make you free from sinning? What is going to make you free from eating swine flesh, crabs, catfish, cat, lion meat? What is going to make you free? What is going to stop? Is the truth. What's going to stop you from committing adultery? What is going to stop you from killing, marrying your baby, your brother? What is going to stop you from living a wicked lifestyle after the way of Babylon the Great or after the way of Esau, Edom, the wicked one? What is going to do that? It's the word of the Most High. Amashiach say, let's read it again. This is the book of St. John 8, 31 through 32. Then say YAHAWAH to those Jews which believe on him, if ye continue in my word. There we go. That's why you got to read the whole Bible. Because he came in the volume of the book. If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciple indeed. So until you continue in the word of the Most High, you can't say that you know Amashiach and you're following Amashiach or you're doing everything Amashiach said. No, you can't say that. That will make you liars, man. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What is going to make us free? The truth. The word of the Most High. Let's go to it. There's a book of Psalm 119 and 142, and it reads, that righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and the law is the truth. The law of the Most High is the truth. The law of the Most High is the truth. The law of the Most High. Okay, the law of the Most High is the truth. Right? Let's go to Psalm 19 and verses 9. Psalm 19 and 9. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 19 and verses 9. The fear of the Lord is clean. There we go. Enduring forever. The judgment of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. There we go, man. So you got to stop lying. Stop using excuses because it's not going to work. So Amashiach, the one that you call ignorantly Jesus Christ, right? The one that you call ignorantly Jesus Christ, guess what? He is the first fruit, the first begotten. He is the first of all things that before the Mosai made anything, Hamashiach was the first one. So Isaac is a similitude. Isaac is a similitude. Keep in mind. Because the promise was already made unto who? Abraham. Right? So let's go right here in the book of Hebrew. Go to Hebrew again. As I read it earlier. Right? Hebrew 11. Let's go right here. Right? You see, verses 18, Hebrew 11:18, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So let's go now to Colossians chapter 1 and 15. Colossians 1:15. Let's go to it. Colossians 1:15. Letter of Paul to the Jew that were at Colossus. Colossians 1:15. Let's read it. Because the Passover is a Mashiach, man. Colossians 1 and verse 15. Let's read it. He read. He said, let's read from 14. He said, this is the book of Colossians chapter 1 and verse 14 through 15. In whom we have redemption through his blood, the blood of who? A Mashiach. Not the blood of your pastor, not the blood of the president, the prime minister. No. Let's read it. Even the forgiveness of sin. So who will forgive you your sin? A Mashiach. A Mashiach is the only one that can forgive you your sin, man. For your sin to be forgiven, you got to go through who? A Mashiach, YAHAWAH. Right? Okay. He say, who is the image of the invisible Yahweh? He is the image of the invisible Yahweh. Because guess what? You can't see the Mosai. You see the Mosai, you dead, man. You see the Mosai, you dead. Now, you can see the Mosai in a dream or in a vision, but you can't see the Mosai physically. You dead, buddy. Let's read it. Who is the image of the invisible Yahweh, the firstborn of every creature. There we go. He is the firstborn of every creature. Who? A Mashiach. That's why we must keep the Passover. Guess what? If you don't want to keep the Passover, guess what? That means you don't know the Most High. You don't know what you're worshiping yet. Now, if you're keeping Easter, that's paganism. You don't know the Most High. That has nothing to do with the Bible. Because you read in the book of Acts to the East. No. It was the mistranslated. They did that on purpose. To bring forth the wicked agenda. You already know. Let's read it again. All right? Let me read verses 15. Colossians 1:15. Who is the image of the invisible Yahweh, the firstborn of every creature. The firstborn of every creature, man. Firstborn. 2 Corinthians 4:4. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Let's go to it. It's a Mashiach, man. Firstborn, man. That's why the Most High smiled all the firstborn in Egypt. And we're going to read it. We're going to read it. 1 Corinthians 4:4. This is the book of 1 Corinthians. No, 2 Corinthians. Salakia. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verses 4. In whom the God of this world hath blind the mind of them which believe not. Of them which believe not. Right? They don't believe we got to keep the Shabbat. They don't believe we got to keep the Passover. They say the Lord done away with it. Because guess what? The God of this world blind them. Who blind them? Satan. Satan blind our people. That's why they don't believe they got to keep the Shabbat. That's why they don't believe they got to keep the Passover. That's why they lie all the time and say the Lord done away with it. The Lord ain't done away with it. The Lord ain't done away with it. No. Right? In whom the God of this world hath blinded the mind of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. He ain't want it. Let's go to the book of Revelation. Revelation 1 and 5. Right? Let's go to the book of Revelation chapter 1 and verse 5. Revelation 1 and 5. This is the book of Revelation chapter 1 and verses 5. Revelation 1 and 5. Let's read it. Let's go get it. There's a book of Revelation chapter 1 and verses 5. And it reads, and from YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sin in his own blood, who, HaMashiach, man, right, and had made us kings and priests unto Yahweh, and made us. You see, had made us. He didn't say the whole world, had made us. Who is the us? The Israelite. The Israelite. So when you go, oh, there's a multitude. Why God, man, they just the heathen. No, they are not the heathen. Let me read it again. And had made us kings. Which king? Israelite kings. And had made us what? Kings and priests. Israelite can be priests. Only the Israelite, mainly the Levite. Unto Yahweh and his Father. To him be glory.